Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. It's Tuesday, the 14th day of July. It's Grand Mariner Day. It's also National Tape Measure Day, National Mac and Cheese Day. You're a big fan of mac and cheese.
I am. Didn't we just have mac and cheese, though?
We had mac and cheese, but I don't think it was because of Mac and Cheese Day.
Oh, okay.
We just had it.
No, I mean, did we say it?
Oh, I don't think so.
I could have sworn you just said, you're a big fan of mac and cheese. And I said, yes, I am. I was like, just a couple of days ago.
Oh, maybe.
Maybe they get a lot of days because everybody
be.
loves mac and cheese.
Well, it's also National Nude Day. So for those of you who like being nude, you can do that while having mac and cheese.
Wouldn't recommend it if you eat a lot of mac and cheese because it would not be a pretty sight.
It's interesting that National Nude Day and National Tape Measure Day happen to land on the... Never mind. We're going to just move on. Hey, coming up later in the program, we have Tuesdays with Charlie. Going to be chatting with my father-in-law. That's all on the way. Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show. Many people have dabbled in the stock market for their very first time ever this year. If you're new to the market, but you don't want to learn things the hard way and the expensive way, I encourage you to subscribe to this free newsletter. You can get the inside track with Wall Street's brightest minds delivered directly to your inbox every day at marketbeatminute.com. Subscribe for free. If you change your mind, just unsubscribe. Sign up for free right now at marketbeatminute.com. That's marketbeatminute.com. Now, surveys and studies and such brought to you by bettercreditcards.com. Study finds that money actually can buy happiness. That's the end of the study. So,
I never doubted that for one second.
For a long time, they were saying money can't buy you happiness. Then I remember reading a thing a while back, and it said at a certain level of wealth, you tend to be happier. So now they're just saying money can buy happiness.
It's a lot more fun to cry in a Maserati than it is on a Huffy.
I've never cried in a Maserati. So
I'm sure it's way better.
Yeah. I can tell you, I know people who are super wealthy that don't seem happier, honestly. They really don't. So I don't know.
They're a lot happier than somebody who's unhappy when they have no money.
Well, and here's the thing. I think it's just different things you're unhappy about. So I think if you can accumulate wealth and not, desire, I always need more. Like, there was some real famous guy, and they said, how much is enough? And he said, just a little bit more. It was like he was the wealthiest man in the world. So anyway, we'll move on. This is Surveys and Studies and Such, brought to you by bettercreditcards.com.
Some credit cards have really high rates or big annual fees. Usually, people sign up for these when it's all they qualify for. If that sounds like you, it may be time to get a better credit card. Over time, your situation changes, and you may qualify for a better credit card. Your current card hopes you don't think about it, but our site shows you many options to see if there's a better credit card for you. Check it out for free at bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
This is Your Brain on Drugs, brought to you by timeforrehab.com. Today we have not one, not two, but three different things, because instead of one story with somebody doing something, there's three stories that have to do with drugs or alcohol. So the first one, a bizarre story from Germany where a man's bachelor party in the Australian Alps ended up with a snake bite on the tongue and a trip to the hospital. His bride-to-be was not happy, said that things could have been much, much worse. So
how did he get a snake bite?
He got all liquored up and tried to kiss a snake? I have no idea. Next story, a plane believed to be carrying 860 pounds of cocaine crashed on a Mexican highway. So that would be a mess to clean up. And finally, our third and final story for Brain on Drugs today. Johnny Depp admitted in court last Tuesday that he has, quote, taken every drug known to man, end quote. So that explains a lot. Mm-hmm. There you go. This has been Your Brain on Drugs, brought to you by timeforrehab.com. Now, big screen, little screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com. Soap opera Days of Our Lives plans to resume filming in September. Is that the one that you used to watch?
It is.
And then we hadn't watched it
for years.
And then we hadn't seen it for like 15 years. And we were in a waiting room one time, and you were able to like pick up on the storyline instantly, which I was amazed.
Well, you need to understand that soap opera time moves much
very
slowly.
Yeah, I remember because you're like, oh, Stefano this, and you're talking about him. I'm like, do you watch this? Well, I haven't seen it in 15 years. What?
Victor Kiriakis.
I just thought that was interesting. Anyway, as the soap opera called Coronavirus continues, they're saying that they do plan to resume filming in September. Following an exemption from quarantine, Mission Impossible 7 is set to resume filming in the United Kingdom. So they're saying, hey, we're gonna go back. So they got some sort of waiver saying it's okay to do it. And then Arrested Development brothers, Jason Bateman and Will Arnett. I loved those two.
Love those
Love them
two.
both in everything I've ever seen him in.
Me too.
Especially Jason Bateman. Like I'd hang out with him.
He's amazing.
Call me Jason. Anyway, they are teaming up with Sean Hayes on Smartless. It's a podcast with a twist. Each episode, one of the hosts will reveal a mysterious guest the other two don't know about, and then they'll have like an interesting conversation. So I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Just a way that they could go back to work from home, I think, is kind of what we're looking at here. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
We're here to make it better.
If you find that drug or alcohol problems are hitting you too close to home, you can get help. Maybe it's time for rehab. Your insurance may even cover everything. Learn more at timeforrehab.com. Get help for a drug or alcohol problem within 24 hours.
We're here to make it better.
Get more information at timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com.
Now your scoop of the day. It comes your way, courtesy of InsuranceChicken.com. Jennifer Lopez, some people call her J-Lo, she purchased what's being described as an eco-friendly home in Los Angeles for $1.3 million. So that's as far as like
celebrity home. That's
yeah.
very inexpensive.
Yeah, it's a steal, because usually it's like 25 million, 93 million, those big numbers. So 1.3 million is like a starter home for a celebrity, but it's described as an eco-friendly. So I wonder if that's like a tiny house, or what do you think that would be? I could
probably use solar energy.
I don't know. Well, I don't know. I've got a link to it. I could click on it, but then we wouldn't have time to get to this. Mike Tyson said he was drunk and high on drugs when he first met the cast for The Hangover. That could have been part of our brain on drugs as well. See, I had a bunch of little stories like that. So he's like, yeah, I don't really remember meeting those guys. I don't remember any of it because I was not in my right mind, which I know shocks a lot of people when you're talking to Mike Tyson and he was not in his right mind. And it's a Charlize Theron. I always thought she seemed like a neat lady as well. She's stated that homeschooling her kids during the pandemic was, quote, incredibly stressful. I think a lot of people can relate to that.
For all parents.
Here's the thing I got to say. We were so fortunate. Our daughter graduated last year. So we had no kids to homeschool. So thank goodness. Because can you imagine either one of us trying to explain anything?
There's no way.
No, I don't think so either.
It would have been really bad.
And at one point in my life, I actually wanted to be a teacher. So that says a lot. Citing a 95% drop in revenue, Air France said they're going to cut about 8,000 jobs by the end of next year. Oh, actually, by the end of 2022. So I hope they understand things are going to kind of snap back. So I understand revenue is down now because travel is down, but eventually we'll be traveling again.
Maybe the airline as a whole has been struggling, though, for quite some time.
Falling from 14,000 feet up in the air, a hair-raising enough thing for anybody, but at 103... Al Blacksky made a Guinness World Record-breaking leap with 2 grandsons last Thursday in the skies over Texas. He tried to break the record. He tied the record back in 2017 when he made the parachuting jump at 100, and he was celebrating his 22-year-old twin grandson's birthday.
Okay, I was going to say, I really hope they weren't like toddlers or something.
No, his 22-year-old grandsons.
Strapped them to his chest.
They wanted to go skydiving like Grandpa did, and he's like, I'll go with you. He's 103. How cool is that?
Wow.
I hope when I'm 103, I can go jumping on a... Probably not. I won't even do that now. I would, maybe, if somebody talked me into it. And the average adult will spend a total of 416 days of their life in the bathroom. Men spent 373 days using the restroom, around 23 minutes a day. Women use the restroom 56 days, typically 29 minutes a day. So Heidi's looking at me and smiling. I don't know what you're... Okay, I'm probably in there longer than you are.
You are definitely in longer than I am.
It's the only quiet place in the house.
What? Whose fault is that?
Yeah, that's all my fault as well. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Do you pay too much for insurance? Have you looked around? Or are you too chicken? Don't be afraid to look around to see if you can find a better deal at InsuranceChicken.com. We make it super simple for you to see rates from several different companies, to see what they have to offer, all in one place. Peck out great insurance deals at InsuranceChicken.com. Is it time for you to cross the road? See if we can save you money each month at InsuranceChicken.com. That's InsuranceChicken.com. Heidi.com.
And it's time right now for my favorite thing we do each week. We pick up the phone and we call my father-in-law for this little thing we like to call Tuesdays with Charlie.
It's Tuesdays with Charlie. He'll give us some guff. We talk each week and we learn fun stuff. Everyone loves him. He makes us laugh. Sometimes he's wrong, then he fires his staff. Get ready to learn some things. Here we go. It's Tuesdays with Charlie on the John and Heidi Show.
What kind of cool stuff are we going to learn about from you today, Charlie?
Well, let's see what we got here. My staff's come up with some pretty good stuff here.
Okay.
You know Buzz Aldrin.
Yeah?
Yeah?
Wasn't he first man to walk on the moon or something?
Second, I believe.
Second? Okay. Do you know what his mother's maiden name was?
Lightyear? Just kidding. No? It wasn't Buzz Lightyear? No, what was it?
Moon.
Moon.
Oh, really?
I did know that. You told me that like 2 years ago, Charlie.
And now you're just remembering it?
I do. As soon as you were getting ready to say it, I remembered it was Moon.
Oh, that's
My job
kind of
is
cool, isn't
completed.
it?
That's very cool.
Hey, then in Texas, it is illegal to kill Bigfoot if you ever find it.
No kidding. So if you come across Bigfoot in Texas, you can't kill him.
You cannot kill him. Yeah, I guess it's in it because we don't know what it is, right?
Yeah, well, he or she, yeah. I don't know what pronoun to use anymore.
Don't kill it.
Don't kill Bigfoot.
Hey, then, you know this, what is her name, Lady Gaga or whatever?
Yeah, Lady Gaga.
You know what the word Gaga in Philippine refers to?
I don't.
No.
Stupid and idiotic girl.
Oh, wow. She may want to rebrand.
So I think that's pretty good right there, right there. Now, I'm going to need your help on the spelling of these two words, okay?
Okay.
Okay, a woman died from water intoxication hours after holding it in her pee for a radio contest called Hold Your W-E-E or a W-I-I.
Hold your Wii for a Wii.
Oh, so she was going to win like a Nintendo Wii.
Yeah.
Hold your Wii for a Wii.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, okay. Now it makes sense then. Well, it did until she died.
Oh, and she died from this.
Yikes.
Well, that's no fun. Did her family get the Wii then? Because she's clearly the winner.
I bet they reneged on it. Somebody's got it.
I don't know. It's really too bad. You don't want to do a contest where somebody could die.
And then I might have told you this one just here a couple weeks ago, maybe not. Dolly Dimples. She's a 550-pound woman, lost 443 pounds in 1 year eating nothing but baby food.
Baby food, really?
Oh.
I kind of like that plum baby food. Maybe we should get some of that.
I like
400
baby
pounds
food.
in a year. That's a lot of weight.
That is a lot of weight.
A lot of weight.
Holy mackerel. Maybe I should eat that stuff.
It's good for babies. I don't know if it's good for adults, but
Wonder, do they have alcohol-flavored?
he's eating a banana daiquiri baby jar.
There you go.
I've got a question for you, Charlie. You ready for that?
Let's do it.
All right. So back in the day, there was a commercial that said, how many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop? And then there was like the wise owl. He always said 3 because he like licked it twice and then bit it. So there's an official ruling on how many licks it does take. Do you know how many it takes?
It's pretty high, isn't it, if I remember right?
Yeah, they used a licking machine, so that's not a human tongue that did this.
Okay, 981.
No, it's 364.
Well, I have the bigger ones than they do.
Oh yeah, you had the jumbo size the pops apparently.
300 and some, huh?
364 licks to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop.
Does
And
the flavor make any difference?
it does not. But I think that, Charlie, next time you're not busy there at work, you could maybe get a Tootsie Pop and just start counting and check it out.
Well, okay. I'll get my staff on it.
Yeah, report
They
back
like
to us. How's that sound?
Yeah, they like to lick things, so I'll get that.
Okay. I'm not sure what that means. Charlie, it's always a pleasure to talk to you, sir.
Yeah, see you later. Love you.
Okay, honey. Love you. Bye, Fluff. Bye, John.
Daddy.
Bye-bye. My father-in-law right there. We talk to him every Tuesday just because we can. It's a little program we like to call Tuesdays with Charlie. Many people have dabbled in the stock market for their very first time ever this year. If you're new to the market, but you don't want to learn things the hard way and the expensive way, I encourage you to subscribe to this free newsletter. You can get the inside track with Wall Street's brightest minds delivered directly to your inbox every day at marketbeatminute.com. Subscribe for free. If you change your mind, just unsubscribe. Sign up for free right now at marketbeatminute.com. That's marketbeatminute.com. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
It says here the technical name for the fear of long words is hippopotomonostracuquipedelophobia. That's just mean. It's the fear of long words, and it's a really, really, really long word. By the way, I think I suffer from that a little bit. When I have to read, like many times I'll be the MC for an event, or I'll be doing something where I have to read a script. I always go through and like pre-read to make, well, I shouldn't say I always do, because there have been a few times I haven't. I like to go through and pre-read to make sure I know what I'm saying.
I even did that when I was in grade school and middle school and high school. I
count the paragraphs.
I do not like to read in front of people, and I get so nervous.
It can be stressful. So now we know what we have, even if we can't say it. Thanks for listening to today's Fun Fact.
Some credit cards have really high rates or big annual fees. Usually, people sign up for these when it's all they qualify for. If that sounds like you, it may be time to get a better credit card. Over time, your situation changes, and you may qualify for a better credit card. Your current card hopes you don't think about it, but our site shows you many options to see if there's a better credit card for you. Check it out for free at bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
Time now for a news headline from somewhere in this world, Dateline Madagascar. I think we've maybe never done Madagascar before, have we? Have we done stories from here?
I don't know.
I don't remember it if we did. Dateline Madagascar. Scientists there discovered an ancient relative of the dinosaur, a 4-inch reptile that lived 237 million years ago. Just 4 inches, just a little tiny thing.
Cute.
A cute little thing. So there you go. I've got a link to the story if you want to read about it. It is in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
We're here to make it better.
If you find that drug or alcohol problems are hitting you too close to home, you can get help. Maybe it's time for rehab. Your insurance may even cover everything. Learn more at timeforrehab.com. Get help for a drug or alcohol problem within 24 hours.
We're here to make it better.
Get more information at timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com.
Time now for your weird news of the day, brought to you by weirdgiftoftheday.com. I think I said all of that wrong. It's just weird news brought to you by, it's not weird news of the day. Although, you know what I meant.
Anyway.
This could have been our moment of duh, because this is just not smart. And I can't believe we're even telling people this. But don't microwave your library books.
Why would anybody microwave a library book?
It's happening. People are bringing books back all burned up because they think, oh, hey, I'm going to get all the germs off by microwaving it.
Oh, my gosh.
So this story comes out of Michigan, where the Kent District Library had to let people know, hey, stop doing this. Stop. They posted online that the potential consequences of microwaving library books, it says there's a radio frequency tag in every book, and they have metal in them, and that will catch your book on fire and your microwave on fire, potentially. So they were saying, please don't microwave your books. Well, that's
just dumb anyway.
Yeah. Although I got to tell you something. What's the weirdest thing you've ever microwaved successfully? I have to say it was my...
Why would I microwave weird things?
We were in a hotel one time. We went swimming, and my shirt that I was wearing swimming was freezing cold because it was still damp from the day before. I threw it in the microwave, and I turned it on, and I had put on a nice warm shirt. It actually worked really well. But there's no metal.
You don't tell people you know me.
There was no metal in that shirt. I don't tell people I know you. She's my wife. We're married. She chose to spend the rest of her life with me.
To be fair, we didn't know each other very long.
This is today's weird news.
John and Heidi.
Time now for your moment of duh, brought to you by InsuranceChicken.com. A man in New York was arrested for reportedly setting off fireworks that burned down another man's home. What? And this is the weirdest part. They catch it on video. 36-year-old Damian Ben shooting off illegal fireworks in his driveway, and one shell lands inside Ben's home through an open window. So, unnoticed by the group, they were just, shooting off more fireworks. And the fire chief said it's a recipe for disaster. But here's the weirdest thing. They kept shooting off more fireworks, oblivious to the fact that there's a home on fire right behind them.
Oh, geez.
7 minutes later, the fire began. Somebody in the group finally noticed the burning home, and another person tried to contain the fire with a garden hose. So they were shooting off fireworks. One went through an open window, caught the home on fire, and they just kept shooting off fireworks until it was quite a blaze. So,
Creepers.
Yeah, that's not a good idea. So we'll have more of these trickling in because I'm still getting some, fireworks stories. Some of them I'm not reading. Some of them are just really not good. I don't want to, give anybody ideas. This has been today's Moment of Duh.
Do you pay too much for insurance? Have you looked around? Or are you too chicken? Don't be afraid to look around to see if you can find a better deal at InsuranceChicken.com. We make it super simple for you to see rates from several different companies, to see what they have to offer, all in one place. Heck out great insurance deals at InsuranceChicken.com. Is it time for you to cross the road? See if we can save you money each month at InsuranceChicken.com. That's InsuranceChicken.com.
Time now for fake news or Florida. Heidi, tell me, is this a true story from the great state of Florida, or is it fake news made up to trick you and amuse me? Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, here we go. Fake news or Florida. An Orlando man with one functioning eye was arrested after he stole a police motorcycle and crashed it into a garbage truck. Fake news or Florida?
I'll say Florida.
No, it was fake news. I think it's pretty clever. These the people are sending this to me, putting in just random things like, why would it matter they had one functioning eye?
Oh, because maybe that's why he ran into something, because he couldn't see.
Depth perception issue on a motorcycle. I don't know. That was pretty clever. But no, thank you for sending those. I got to tell you, I really do love it when people send in stories because they find really fun stories that are true. But also when they make stuff up, they are so much better at this than me. Because mine are so dumb, Heidi always gets it right. If you'd like to submit a story for fake news or Florida, you can do that at the bottom of the page at johnandheidishow.com.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is good news. Comes your way courtesy of BetterCreditCards.com. Here's a headline. Police officer rescues dog trapped in muddy pond. And this happens in New Jersey. A dog was out playing and got stuck up in mud like neck deep. That would not be fun.
No.
But a Washington Township officer, they were called in for a canine in distress. Alika was the dog. It's a boxer/mastiff mix. Had gotten loose, found herself stuck in this murky water. And that's when Officer John Kolgowski got a nearby kayak and paddled out to the puppy dog. The dog was in high spirits after her ordeal. They even posed for some photos after being turned over to animal control. So apparently the whoever the owner was must not have been right around there. So somebody called in and said, hey, there's a dog stuck in the mud. The owners have still not been located, according to the story here. So a good-looking puppy dog, and it's really sad that happened, but that's really cool. Jumps in a kayak, and it says a nearby kayak.
So he's found a random kayak.
Apparently. I don't know if, because it doesn't have any police badges on it or anything, so I don't know that it's a police kayak. Do they have such a thing?
I don't think there's such a thing as police kayak.
They should. If they don't have those, they should. And they should all be strapped to the roofs of the cars. They drive around with a police kayak. But no, leaped into action and saved this dog's life. So that's really cool. There's a video, if you'd like to click on and watch it. I have a link to it in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Tuesday.